Hello everybody, this is Jeremy Tothanada. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at Nembrini Audio's Acoustic Voice Guitar Preamplifier plugin. This is a really good way of synthesizing the sound and tonal characters that you get from miking up a acoustic guitar using either an electric guitar as a pickup or the piezo pickup built into your acoustic DI. Now, the session we're using today is from 4th of July. As you guys have probably seen in my shorts, I did this huge 4th of July event at the Pacific Palisades on 4th of July, obviously. And this is the multi-jack recordings from my Behringer Wing console. Let's take a listen to this acoustic guitar recording, and we can hear just the raw track. Now that didn't really sound that great. And in the mix, to be honest, this does sound very tinny and doesn't really fit.
This next song is called Not Scared of Being Alone. It's by me, Matty Gottesman. It's out now on all platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you listen, so go check it out.
It just doesn't fit. Now, what I did on the Wing normally, or what I normally do is, let's pretend this channel is that. I will go into my routing section. I will make the insert first. So we're going to go here and we're going to change the position. Then I go ahead, I choose a processing point. In this case, I have the Body Res plugin, and this basically helps simulate the acoustic guitar tone. I tried it, it didn't really sound very good. So what's my other option? I use Dante via my Nook, and that actually gives me the ability to load in plugins at less than 4 milliseconds of latency. So in this case, I went into an external insert. Let's pretend we're doing effects send 11, right? We'll select that. And then we'll go into the effects slot. And we can actually go into the return and we will go into Dante 2, right? Let's pretend that's the way we have this set up. We'll have this in mono. And then what I did is on Waves Super Rack Performer, I just insert the Nembrini Audio plugin into the session, and I'm able to utilize that plugin. Now, in this case, I didn't need to do that because this is the exact same signal chain that I did in the live event. So what I ended up doing was using the Nembrini Audio Acoustic Voice plugin. I turned it on, and then I just copied and cloned the exact EQ profile that I had. So in this case, we use ProQ to simulate the stock EQ on the Wing. And then I had an 1176, which comes inside of the Wing console. So I just used the overloud 1176 because it actually sounds very close to the one inside the Wing. This is the tone we get from it using the Nembrini Audio plugin and then essentially stock EQ and stock 1176.
This next song is called Not Scared of Being Alone. It's by me, Matty Gottesman. It's out now on all platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you listen, so go check it out.
No, I'm not scared of being alone anymore. It's not fair. Thought when you walked out the door that you stayed was gonna mess me up. Instead I learned to love being without you.
That's a massive difference. Now, what does this plugin do? We're gonna make this bigger. And we're going to just take a quick look. So the first thing you'll notice is that you have a guitar right here. This is your emulations. Now this has, let's check, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different emulations of different acoustic guitars. The only problem that I have is that I wish it had more impulse responses that it's using because you're able to get a lot of tones, but this is basically a very small list. You do also have different microphones you can use to emulate, but this, again, is a small list of 1 condenser and 2 dynamics. It is very limited, but you do have a lot of control using the position and distance control. And because of this, you do have the ability to create a very realistic tone. Now, next we have our, preamp section. And this has compression, distortion, a wet-dry blend, some EQ, and a notch filter. I love the notch filter because whenever you use an acoustic DI, it always has this resonance. So you set the Q factor, the frequency, and you just notch out that frequency. Then you can use the low, mid, treble, and presence to kind of do general blend. You also have a stereo width control and a panning knob, which is very good when you want to make something mono into stereo. You also have an input mode, which is allowing you to have magnetic pickups, which actually sounds very good. I've tried it on my Gibson Les Paul. It actually sounds pretty good. One thing to keep in mind is that I have noticed personally, when you use better quality piezo pickups, they tend to have some type of, I guess, impulse response or EQ curve that simulates the way that an acoustic guitar should sound. So if you have like a really, really, really nice Taylor or a really nice Fender or Gibson guitar that has a very good pickup section on there with a custom preamp output, it's going to actually sound worse on this plugin. But if you're using just a normal acoustic guitar with a DI output, to be honest, it sounds a lot better. And the magnetic section sounds fantastic on electric guitars. Now, this does do a lot, so let's hear the difference. The modulation section is really nice. You have chorus and tremolo. This is a great way of adding some very subtle warmth and kind of just smoothing of the frequencies. Chorusing in general tends to make signals sound a little bit smoother and rounder. And this does an amazing job. The delay, honestly, I don't really use it at all. It sounds pretty good. It can sync to your tempo. It has feedback, filter, and mix. It's just a very stock delay. Very analog though, very, very warm, and it never gets in the way. It just really doesn't need to be here for my personal use. The reverb, on the other hand, sounds fantastic. And then when you pair it with just some very basic EQ, some very basic compression, like I said, this is copying and cloning the exact settings that I use on my console. I literally match the settings exactly. It sounds fantastic, even in the mix.
This next song is called Not Scared of Being Alone. It's by me, Matty Gottesman. It's out now on all platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you listen, so go check it out.
No, I'm not scared of being alone anymore. It's not fair. Thought when you walked out the door that you stayed was gonna mess me up. Instead I learned to love being without you. I met my friend's new girl. I thought that I'd be sad. It was 2 weeks without you. That's alright, I made you in my mind. Seems like I forgot about this feeling right now. I'm the one who's doing fine. Got a gun in your stare. It's gonna mess me.
Now, personally, I think this thing sounds fantastic. It has so many options, so many things that can be used to tonally shape everything, and it can create stereo out of a mono sources. Using the modulation and the wide control, you're able to get a true stereo signal that will not sound bad when summed to mono. Now, the way that I've been using this lately is in the live world. I will utilize the external inserts on my Wing console or just patch it in on my X32 rack, and then I will go out of Dante into Wave's Super Rack Performer, use it as a plugin, send it back in, and it sounds fantastic. Like I said, this is exactly how it sounded in the session on 4th of July. There was thousands of people there. It was a great session, and this thing sounded fantastic. I will say that this thing is not perfect. I would love to see a couple more options on inputs because there is more types of piezo pickups or DI inputs than just piezo. There are different types of saddle bridges and stuff. I think that Nembrini could really add one more different type of model or even have something that would give you a blend. I would love to see more emulations or more impulses and then more microphones for sure. If they added 2 more condensers and 1 more dynamic, I think it would be amazing. Maybe an SM81 and maybe a large diaphragm condenser like a FET 47 or even just a ribbon mic would be fantastic. As it stands though, for the price and for the CPU hit, this is amazing. I use this thing in the live world all the time. This is definitely something I would recommend checking out. I mean, you could hear it yourself. Just some very basic EQ to get rid of the resonances that come naturally with every acoustic DI, some compression, and then everything else is going through the acoustic voice from Nembrini Audio. I really like the plugin. I think it sounds fantastic. And hopefully you could hear it sounds very good. Keep in mind that this is a live recording and a live mix. So everything is basically going to be subject to a lot of bleed. The only thing is that the microphones I use are very good. So you don't get too much bleed. But this is definitely really keeping pace.
I met my friend's new girl, I thought that I'd be sad. It was 2 weeks without you. They talked for almost an hour about the most random things. I couldn't help but think of you. That look on her face, she stayed there for days. The one who makes it all better, that's when it came together. There's nothing for me.
And it's not just a loudness thing. This thing has compression, distortion, EQ, some notch filters, the chorusing, modulation. All of this stuff adds ability for something to stand out in a mix without being too overpowered. A big thing with live events especially is we are constantly doing massive amounts of dynamic control. The bass guitar suddenly is loud. This is suddenly loud. This is suddenly played soft and quiet and loud. You have to do all this stuff that is 100% always being changed. Something like this is a very powerful tool. That's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. And yeah, I'll leave a link down below. I really do like this plugin. I think it sounds absolutely fantastic, and it is worth your time to take a look at. This has been Jeremy Telling It All. I will see you guys later. Leave comments down below. Please leave any type of comments being like, hey, I want to see shorts of this. I want to see that. I don't like this. I do like this. Let me know. I would be more than happy to do videos. As you guys have seen, lately I'm doing a little bit more of content for live sound and blending the mix between both of them. I have 2 live sound consoles. I think they sound amazing, and I think that they are the next step into the studio realm. The quality of live sound consoles has gotten to the point where now they match everything that we've used for years in the studio. Again, Jeremy Telling It All. I'll see you guys later. Bye.